here's the other thing too. We had the worst. I mean, incompetent people that were running this country.
Yeah, I can get it.
For the longest time, and I said this before you guys came in. You know what this understaffing thing reminds me of? First of all, you're 7.5 miles from the White House. You know, we had a comment that how does this happen when you are this close to the White House? It should be the most state-of-the-art. First of all, it's the busiest runway in the country. True. Okay? So how do you not have more state-of-the-art, you know, communications, security, et cetera, And, you know, I thought about this, and we were having this conversation before you guys came in. You had incompetent people that were running this country, okay? This also reminded me of Benghazi, where we need more backup, we need more staffing, we need more people out here, and Hillary was in her nappy nap and not doing anything about it.
That's true.
Okay, Trump said this on Fox News that, you know, had the election gone the way it was supposed to go in 2020, he would have cleaned a lot of this failure of communication and understaffing and all this stuff. He would have cleaned it up, and this would have been prevented. So, you know, touch on that if you guys, you know, have anything to say in regards to that. But I think it's an interesting thing.
It is interesting, and I'll say this. I don't think there's any pat answer right now.
Yeah.
We just don't have all the details.
No.
So we have to it doesn't make sense that they would be flying so close.
Yeah.
President Trump posted this morning about 4 hours ago that the ceiling of the helicopter is only supposed to fly at 200 feet.
Yeah,
and it was much higher.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so why didn't we catch that?
Right.
Number one. And it still seemed like, why were we still flying so close? Was there a threat? Is that why the helicopter was there? You know, we just need more information.
But you wouldn't have it. But, Gene, here's my question on that. If it was a threat, you wouldn't have some kid learning to fly a helicopter that's going to address it, right?
But I don't know. I mean, that makes
I don't
sense.
know, Gene.
I don't know.
Some people have been wondering if there were maybe any like suicidal tendencies of the military, you know, pilot, you know, the Black Hawk pilot.
Right.
You know, were there suicidal tendencies or anything like, you know, that's something to look into as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking, I found something this morning.
And you're sure you're comfortable kneeling down? You're a man of prayer. You're used to it, Gene. Here, look they got a chair. I want to take some questions. That would be kind of fun
let's
from
look if
but let Gene,
we
you
got
had something here that you're gonna
guys shoot me a text if there's any questions, just shoot me a text and we'll read them off. I know we're live on like 7 different platforms right now, so
yeah.
But you know, I think that's the thing, and that's interesting to me though is the fact of, you know, just the location of where it is, and the part that really got me is the fact that aircraft, or I'm sorry, when I say aircraft, the Black Hawk was literally in that same route for a good 27 seconds, and then just boom, the last 3 seconds, right into the American Airlines,
tragic,
you know, plane, and that's the part too. Is
wasn't it like 30 seconds from landing or something like that? Is that right?
Yeah, they were in their approach. So I mean, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute out, probably.
Wow.
What were you going to find? Yeah.
So I found, and this is alleged. I don't know if this that the helicopter pilot was Joe Ellis, trans helicopter pilot.
Wow.
Responds after the internet users started spreading a fake story that Ellis was flying the Black Hawk. So I'm not sure. There's so much out there. I'm a Black Hawk pilot with the Virginia National Guard. Some people have associated me with the crash, and that's false. It's insulting to try and tie this to me. I don't. Somewhere this got information is already being scrubbed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And we're going to have to be patient with this and pray for exposure.
Yes.
We got to pray that God exposes this. And I think the American people, and we know the Trump administration, and we know Pete Hegseth and DOD, we know Pam Bondi, you know, all of these people are going to push. They know they have an agenda from the American people, and that's to get to the truth.
Yes.
So that's what we have to do. We have to pray they get there.
One of our previous guests, actually, Brian Schwartz, former NFL player, and he's awesome. He's been on our show, talked about his story, but he just said competition is the key to bringing out excellence in relation to the DEI issue. That's incredible. I really like that.
That's a good statement.
Yes, 100%. But, you know, Pastor Anthony, I mean, what was, you know, in some of the facts you mentioned, you ought to read some of that off to them about some of the federal stuff and the mandates that we've seen And Fox News even mentioned this. I think it was Greg Gutfield that said this exact thing last night. I think it was on Live at 5. You can go back and watch it yesterday. But he mentioned, if the Democrats want to be upset that Trump and people are questioning the DEI thing as a potential, Democrats are saying, well, don't make that the scapegoat. First of all, you're the ones that planted it here. You're the ones that forced it down the American people for so long. You can't blame, and then it didn't work out. Well, don't be upset that the American people are using this and putting it in cause to question it. At this point with this situation, you can't get upset that we're sitting here having that conversation or that Trump is saying that when it was shoved down the American people trying to equalize everything, inclusiveness, all of that from the left side.
Yeah, one of the things one of the angles we were also taking is we like to go back and look at what people said when Biden was president and then bring it back right now. And one of the things that we called out was that the Associated Press is one of the biggest opponents and critics of President Trump. But they forgot to go back and scrub the internet because we found an article from 2024 where they are calling out. You guys can put that excerpt back up. They're calling out the issues with the FAA.
We've got it here.
So I just want to read an excerpt. This is, again, Associated Press. So you can find this. You can Google it as long as they don't scrub it. It says, yet the FAA must also be reformed. The air controller crisis must be fixed. So they're calling it a crisis already in 2024. Adequate government money must be budgeted for the FAA to rise to its actual role as a watchdog and arbiter of quality and safety in air travel as the industry seeks to rebuild itself and, of course, hire, train, and properly compensate the right number of controllers. This, to me, is the answer to all of what we're talking about right now. Yeah. This was written in 2024. But now they want to try and spin the narrative again and pin it on President Trump when this has been an ongoing issue.
But Anthony,